Ta-da! It's out of the corner and up on the wall. Sometimes my husband just loves projects like this, and he already had it sorted out in his mind how he was going to do it. So the only thing is this bat still it's facing the wrong way. So I need to take it and flip it so that kind of like a, well, it's the age-old argument, which way do you hold the toilet paper roll, right? So the bat needs to come from the other side. So I need to flip it around. And so he built a frame on 2x4s. And so the 2x4 at the back is keeping it away from the wall so that when I roll it, it's not going to rub against the pine boards. The dowel has some super fancy nails that he's got in there so that the dowel, it's a broomstick, so that it won't fall out, you know, if this vibrates as I'm unrolling and rolling and cause the dowel to come out. So safety first. So it's not, you know, the most glamorous fancy holder, but I think for a cottage solution, it's ideal. And yeah, I'm pretty pleased. So I've cut up the last of yesterday's, the old roll that I had left, and so that's all neat and tidy, ready to go. And then once I've worked my way through that little pile, on to the next. Someone else had asked about the light and the bat being close to the light. What I didn't admit to you yesterday is actually in this cottage, this is now the only light that we don't use because it's just not bright enough for my purposes. We used to use, this room used to be a guest bedroom, and we used to use it a lot, well, when guests would stay in this room, clearly. But now I use my LED light, and at nighttime I bring in my LED floor light for extra lighting. So, and I had John move over my spool holder so that that wouldn't be in the way. So yeah, other than flipping around the bolt so that it's coming from the top and not the bottom, good to go. He also said that if it rolls, you know, uncontrollably, we can always, he can always fix up a little wedge that I can shove in the back to stop it from rolling. I don't think that's going to be a problem though. A few little tests that we did last night should be perfectly fine. Oh, I'm just so happy. Good. All right. Well, let me flip the camera around and we'll have a little chat. Good morning. Happy Thursday, Flosstube. Hello, crafty friends. I know I will have had a little bit of video there at the beginning before I introduced myself, but I was very excited to show you my new batting holder. So it is, yes, it is up high on the wall. Several people suggested that it might be more useful if I had it lower down. And you know, in a perfect world, it probably would have been maybe a little bit better lower down. However, this room is tiny. This room, I'm not sure you can actually gauge the size of this room from what I'm showing you on camera. But when I am filming, I'm pretty much backed up against this this unit. So it's a very, very small room. And the way that my sewing table station is set up, I have to sit in a certain place. And having the batting down lower means that I wouldn't really be able to work there. It also would take up some of the workspace that I need to use on my table. So up it hangs, but I'm thrilled. I'm really pleased. Yeah, so John, I didn't ask him to do it right away. He just got on with it. But like I said, he does tend to love a project like that. So, Daily Crafty Chat. I have my sock in hand. This is sock number 2 of my Christmas sock pair, Christmas socks. This is a yarn by the Cozy Knitter. It is, it's a, pretty sure, do I have the tag? No, I don't have the tag here. I must have left the tag in London. I think it's an 80-20 or an whatever with a little bit of stellina. Stellina is the sparkly stuff that you see in there. And when you're wearing them, when you're knitting them, you can't feel that stellina. It just adds this really pretty little sparkle to the sock. So I'm on the red stripe. I have one more stripe to go, and then it's time for the heel. And I'm loving these socks. Loving knitting them. As you can tell, they're going a lot faster than the big gray socks, which, yes, someone pointed out yesterday that I get to give to my father-in-law this weekend. So that's exciting. I actually even have, where is it? Where did I put it? I can't remember. Somewhere sideways so that it would stay flat. I have a gift bag ready to go. So I'm excited to leave it on his porch for him to open up. I hope they fit. Fingers crossed that they fit. Okay. I had to pause for a few minutes because John and Nicholas have been, they've been wandering around this morning cleaning up the shoreline. You know, we have to do this a couple times a summer because we have a lot of stuff floats in, you can imagine, and collects on the shore. Lots of plastic and debris from various sources. Sometimes even just stuff, you know, that gets blown away in windstorms and things like that and just gets carried up on shore. So a few times a season they go around and collect the trash. So they've just been doing that, and they came back in, and John said, why don't we flip around your bat while I'm in here? So we've done that, and now it's facing the right way around. That's exciting. So now they have gone back outside and are continuing the kayaking adventures. They're going to be practicing tipping out of the kayak. So I've got the window open. You may hear some shrieks in a few minutes. We'll see. I might be wrapped up before they get too involved, but we'll see. If you hear that, that's what it is. Okay, so I had a new start. Before we left, I decided that a new start was in order. So I had some beautiful fabric that I got in an exchange from Erin A. She had sent me a package of beautiful linens, and I've had this pattern in my stash probably since it came out, since it was published, which was, when was this? 2013. So this is a Brenda Gervais Needleworkers sampler. It is just so beautiful. The phrase on there is, all my scattering moments are taken up with my needle. And I love that sentiment. I just love everything about this sampler. I didn't have all of the flosses that were called for, and so I've decided to kind of convert as I go. And I need to make sure that I write down what I'm doing so that I can remember. Okay, so the fabric that I'm using is a beautiful 40 count Wren. I think that's Picture This Plus, isn't it? And here's my start. So as is pretty normal for me, I started in the bottom left corner, and that's what I've gotten up to. Just, oh, look at that little bird. Look at the little bird. So sweet. So I know it's showing up gray in the picture because of my fabulous lighting in here. But I think you get the idea. Oh, it's just so pretty. So pretty. So that was a fun start. And, you know, I've got everything put together in its own little project bag. So whenever I have a few moments, it's, you know, when you're used to doing something like Savon that's full coverage, something like this seems, oh, that's nothing. I could finish that in a week. No biggie. It's just that I have so many whips that I don't get back to it. So it tends to take 2 years instead of a week. But anyways, something else that I was working on while I was resting right after surgery was my Literary Alice by Bendy Stitchy, Michelle Garrett, Bendy Stitchy Designs. And this was a pattern that Michelle did for a kit that I put out back in February, I think. And so I've done a fair bit. I finished Alice, and she still needs her eyebrows and her eyelashes. I still have to put those in, but I finished her circle, and I've started the flower border trellis that goes around, and I started the top border of the piece. And this is such a fun stitch. It's just so cute. It's this beautiful Color and Cotton Ada. I think it's called River Rock is the colorway, and this is the called for fabric that Michelle charted it for. And it's just a really, really sweet stitch. So I'm really enjoying that. Love it. So I worked on that, and I also have been working on my secret stitching for an exchange that I need to have in the mail by September 1st. So that is my Stitch North exchange piece, and so I've been working on that. I'm not going to share it today because I don't want to share it too much in the chance that my partner Kimberly H might see it. So I'll share that. Maybe I'll share it next week after I have a little bit more done on it. Okay, so I have one last pretty special thing to share with you today. And I know this is early because what I'm about to share with you isn't actually going to happen until the end of October. But I know lots of us, when we want to join in with something, sometimes the more notice we have about something, the more notice that we have time to get ready and prepare, get excited about something. Is a lot of fun. So at the end of October, I am going to be hosting a very special stitch along with a pattern by Jeanette Douglas. So, and not just one pattern, you get to choose. If you would like to join in, you get to choose. Jeanette has a series of patterns called the Blooming Bouquets. And I got to choose one, and they're just so beautiful. They're so beautiful. Okay, oops, hang on. Let me just take that off there. The pattern that I'm going to stitch is number 4, Blooming Bouquets, number 4, beautiful. And it is. I love this chart so much. So much. It's so pretty. Jeanette sent me the other 3 of the 4 charts. I think there's a 5th one now too. I think she's just released a 5th, or is about to. I need to double check that. But I have one copy of each of the other 3 charts. So we have Blooming Bouquets number 1, which is Thankful. Number 2, Cheerful. Isn't that gorgeous? I want to stitch this one too. I want to stitch them all. I literally want to stitch them all. I can't choose. It's so beautiful. Okay, so that's number 2, Cheerful. And then number 3, oh my gosh, Joyful. Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. I had the hardest time choosing which one I was going to stitch because I literally want to stitch them all. So I'm going to start with number 4. The end of October, I haven't set a date yet. However, the reason why I'm sharing these with you today is because these are going to be coming up in a giveaway. I'm going to be giving these 3 charts away, and I'm going to follow my sort of high tea giveaway because I have 3 different ways that I can give stuff away. I've got Instagram, Facebook, and here on YouTube in the YouTube comments. I'm not doing the giveaway today, so curb your enthusiasm for a little bit. But coming up in the month of August, I'm going to put out a separate video that will all just be about this, so that on that video then you can leave a comment. So each of these charts is going to have a little giveaway home, one on the Facebook group Friday Off the Grid, one on my Instagram account, which is at Evertotes. I have two, but at Off the Grid Need. Actually, we'll see. I'm not sure which account I'll put it on yet. It'll be a surprise. And then the third one will be here on YouTube. So this is something to look forward to, something exciting. And if you'd like to join in, that's why I'd like to have these charts out in the mail to their winners well before the October start date, so that you will have to kit them up. I'm sorry, I don't have all of the supplies for you, but I do have the original card. This is, it's very, very beautiful quality pattern. They're just gorgeous. Okay, so coming up, and we'll be hearing more from Jeanette in the month of October. So something to look forward to. Isn't that good? I love that. Oh, those patterns are just, I'm very excited. So I have, I've got to get back to work because John is going to be tinkering with our solar system this afternoon. And I'm not sure I'm going to have much power this afternoon. So I need to get some work done before he decides to get on after his chores doing that. And I will be putting up a small shop update on Saturday, but I'll tell you more about that tomorrow. Oh, wait, one more thing, just for Teal, because I forgot. I meant to say this at the beginning, but as is usual, I'm at the end here. Teal asked about the bear. Do we have a bear this year? We apparently do have a bear, but no one's seen it on our island yet. The bear has been spotted on a neighboring island, which means we have a bear because they swim. They swim very, very well. And usually bears will travel quite far for food. We had quite a dry spring, so it's the blueberries aren't quite as plentiful this year, so it's possible that they require a bit more space for foraging. And bears are also quite territorial, so usually if you have a bear in the area, you've only got one or two. Or a few years back, those of you who've been with me for a while will remember that we had a mother bear and 2 cubs. It would appear this year that we just have 1 bear, but we haven't seen it on our island yet. And yes, we do keep a close eye on Luna, and Luna is our dog, and she is fairly, she sticks fairly close by. She's a bit of an anxious dog. She likes to be with her humans, and so she doesn't tend to go too far off, though she has an incredibly high prey drive. So if something distracts her enough, then you know, like a squirrel or something like that, then I do suspect that she would take some convincing to listen. However, one day at a time, but she's doing really well. Okay, I have to go. This is going to be much too long for oh, who cares? Who cares how long it is? You know me. I like to chat. But I better go. I will see you tomorrow. I hope you're well, and I hope that you're taking care of yourself. And I'll see you tomorrow. Happy stitching, everybody.